use the cold.
They'll just have to put up with it with us
Yeah.
then, won't they?
I'll take a picture of the room. My son.
Oh.
If we ever get out to the garden.
Gardens are lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
See.
This is this picture. Take the food. Make believe I'm not eating.
Yeah, but it was nothing to do with Grandpa. I was
Oh,
family.
your own person,
I
yeah.
was family-less, you know. Kind of. I finished with the army because I was getting married.
Oh,
You see, I'd met Jim then, and I was getting married. So
yeah.
I just, my time was up. His time was up a couple of weeks before mine, and he went home. Now, don't forget, we met in Egypt.
Oh, I don't think I
We
realized
both
that.
we both worked in the headquarters in Egypt.
Yeah.
And he came home. He went home a few weeks before me, and his mother set up the wedding. And his family had a wedding from his family house because we didn't have much money, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So she set up a small wedding from their house, and didn't my stepmother come up with a bundle of paper table napkins, you know, that had the Robertsons written on, you know, they never got used. Because I mean, you know, there was never any idea of me getting married down there or anything, you know.
Yeah.
Bring him home and let us meet him kind of thing. None of that soft stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you were well beyond that.
yeah. Couldn't have cared less, you know.
So was my mom gone by then? No. Was she still in the U.S. and in Scotland?
No, she was gone.
She was gone.
She was
by
gone,
then,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She went before the end of the war.
No,
49, 1949.
49.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that was when I was just joining the army.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. Did I take it? Yes, I took my first boyfriend there.
Yes, you
my
did.
first love I took to
You took to visit your sister because I was so impressed with you. You had a uniform.
Yeah, you were.
Yes, oh
thank
my
you.
God. Yeah, I must be what, 9 or 10? Yeah, I remember that.
So you brought your first boyfriend over to visit
Visit
to get
my
approval?
to visit my big sister.
Yeah.
Oh yes. See, now that I remember. Clear as day. I even know where you were sitting.
Oh, I loved,
sitting room.
I loved Frank. I thought he was lovely. And then, do you know what? There's another story behind that. When I got posted out to Egypt, you know, and because I met Frank because he worked in headquarters like myself, but a different kind of. They were signallers. They worked with computers and you know, all that kind of thing. But I was a clerical worker. But then I went out to Egypt, and of course got posted into headquarters again, like him, only he was in that other section. But I met him right away, almost as soon as I got over. But unfortunately, I'd had a lovely romance on the boat going over, so that was the end of Frank. I must have been going off him a little bit anyway.
If you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with.
Must remember that one.
I know, but we're going to take it slow.
We had,
Because you told me when you were little, you had the crush on my father, right?
I thought he was gorgeous.
Yeah. Some old pictures, yeah. Yeah.
But it wasn't sexual, you know.
Oh, all right.
It was nice love. brother, sister love.
Yeah. Good man.
Yeah.
I still have the book that he used to keep, a little black book. Little notebook. You know, you write little things. He did extra jobs and everything. But it happened to be 1951, and he wrote in it, I cried, on the day I was born.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So if my house is burning down, that's going with me. Everything else can stay. But just, thank you, and they welcomed me, and because the rest of them said I was left over and adopted and everything. But I have proof that said my father and mother wanted me.
But it was
I was lovely.
Yeah, he wrote a beautiful poem.
Yeah.
Not poem, but it was thoughts about his new little daughter born that day and everything. So it was nice.
Yeah.
That was a long time. 63 years ago almost.
he could also get very mad at his brother, his stepbrother.
Oh yeah.
Archie? No. Archie was a foster child as far as I can remember.
I don't know anything
And
about
there was no
Archie,
blood.
but, no, I didn't think there was.
No, there was no blood there. But when our grandfather married, that was his second wife, and she had a child by a first marriage, George Irwin.
Yep.
Another George, but Irwin.
So you do know him, do you?
Oh yes, we met him. But our father would get so mad every time we had to go there for dinner or supper. He would go, "Oh, let me see what other job I can start now." So we were always chronicling 2 hours late.
Well, that same book he wrote at the day of my christening. Uncle George must have done something to really annoy him, because he said, I'll never talk to him for all eternity, is what he wrote in the book.
Oh yeah.
Your grandmother was a weird one.
That's what our
Mom said.
Mom said every time they went in the bedroom, our grandmother would go, "There's another nail in my coffin." She said she could be
She was a hard woman.
Never met her.
Because she was, because I was a motherless child, I always expected that little bit extra.
Yeah,
from
sure.
people,
Yeah.
But not from her.
From your big sister you got.
Yeah, from the big sister.
Yeah.
So she was a hard woman, from what I can remember.
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah.
Never anything specific, but usually.
I was waiting desperately for you lot to grow up in case any of you grew up like her,
Oh, I admit it then.
Uncle George always wanted our parents to send us during the war to the States. And I'm glad they never did.
No, you might have got sunk.
Yeah, well,
Like a lot of them did.
besides being sunk, I think I went on vacation. Because I became allergic to a whole bunch of foods, they took me on holiday to Connecticut. Was it Greenwood Lake? It's some lake in Connecticut. And evidently, Uncle George and I had the same reaction as our father did. And I never, our father said, "You never have to go back." Fine.
Yeah, but even after our father died, he was at the funeral, and he was making all these bad statements and everything else, about insurance. Nothing that was anybody's business, And 2 of my father's friends grabbed him on either side and walked him right out.
Oh, they did? Oh, yes. Yeah.
So my father was right not to talk to him for all of eternity. Seems 100 years ago.
Doesn't it?
I couldn't believe it. It was your dad's mother when I met her. How did Jim Eady come from this?
Because Jim Eady...
And he was so...
I remember once he used to bring you sweets or something.
Oh, Jay, he used to bring you bags of sweets.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So would the rest have all been home then? Isa and Betty and all that?
Yeah.
Or Betty married somebody?
No, don't forget it was kind of it was post-war, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they were all... Betty was working. Betty was on buses, driving buses or something in Glasgow during the bombing, in actual fact.
Wow.
That's what Betty did. But Isa got married, and then I'd had a child or two.
Yeah.
And basically,
you see, my dad was quite hard managing, you know, and the boys at any age had to come in and put the wage packet on the table, you know, so they got out as soon as they possibly could.
Yeah.
Went into digs and they got married or something.
they joined the service, didn't they?
The war happened and the house just went boom and everybody went. You know.
They were all in service, weren't they? Tom and Bill.
Tom was from the beginning, because Tom was a regular soldier.
Right.
So he was actually a soldier before the war started.
Right.
In the Territorial Army at first. But Bill joined.
Before he was old enough, we heard.
No, but he went into the NAFI.
Oh,
you know what the NAFI is?
No.
You know, they run canteens for soldiers, private canteens.
Oh, okay,
you know.
like USO type stuff.
Yes, yeah. So he was in the NAFI because he was too young to go into the army. But as soon as he finished with that, he went into the army for a spell, you know.
Yeah.
So and then George got put into the mines. They had to do what they were told. The wartime was tough, you know. They had to go where they were told to go, you know. And George, because he was too young for the army, he got put into the mines.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that couldn't have been good.
No, that wasn't. I don't think that was much fun for him either. You know,
Yeah.
when he was old enough, he got himself out. So hard days they were. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah. You don't hear enough. You're the keeper of all the stories again.
No, I was very, I was starting to get upset because I was only a youngster myself, and I was so worried about my brothers being in the forces and that. You know.
Yeah.
Because there was neighbours were getting telegrams every other day. You know, the son had been killed, and he was prisoner of war, and you know. And it was a thing that was always at the back of your mind, you know.
Yeah. Well, you were in England, I guess, at that point, right? Because was Grandpa in England? At that point?
No, he didn't go down to England. They didn't get married until, was it 1947 or 48? I know it was after the war.
I can't remember because I know I went into the army myself.
Yeah.
Just after they got
But I
married.
remember them coming up to visit in Scotland, and they had just gotten married, but I'm quite sure the war was over. I mean, it was done, so I thought it was 1947, 48.
I can't remember. Since I've had the stroke, honest to God, I can't remember. I can't remember 10 minutes ago.
Well, that's good.
What was that? Because they posted a picture now on Facebook. Chris made this website associating everything with Mom, you know, and Outward, you know. So if you find it, my mom. So if you find any old pictures of the two of you together, we'll have to get them scanned by Brian or Karen or so.
Yeah, we have. I have a picture of you at their wedding because Betty was. Right. I mean,
Have you got the wedding photograph?
I have the wedding photo.
I do as well,
yeah.
When I was a sweet little girl.
Yeah,
with
yes, you were.
my little coat and my little short skirt.
You were lovely.
You're only 8 years old, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Sure.
I was so proud of myself.
What was that's what it is. They put a picture up of Grandpa with, and the only word they knew was Ba. They didn't know what her real name was.
Yeah.
Do you remember her real name?
What was it? A really old-fashioned Southern England name.
Ida?
Ida, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh, good God, that was my mother-in-law.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it her name as well?
Yes.
Was it?
Her real name, now she was Swedish. Her name was Ida Maria Elizabeth Olsen.
I knew she couldn't have been English.
No, God, no. Lord.
Yes.
But she thought my mom reminded her of the Queen Mother. Because I think she was always our mother was the only one my mother-in-law was afraid of because she was, she could be a witch on wheels.
Yeah, she was, yes, I tell you. I don't, you know, I think your mother was a little bit scared, but we're all scared of her, let's be honest.
Me too.
No, but I was talking about my mother-in-law.
Oh, you're talking about
my mother, my husband's mother, but she was, I think she always thought of our mother as the Queen Mother, whatever, because of her manner. And my mom put up with nothing from my mother-in-law and her sister. Would, I think she talked about, and you know how the Jews were, and my brother my brother married a Jewish girl, and her family was in the. I got called into the kitchen. You tell them to stop that. No one gets insulted in my house. My mother-in-law would be
Ignorant.
Thank you.
Really?
Oh,
I never met her.
In agreement with it all.
I don't think I did.
I don't know. She lived with Isabell at the end.
oh yeah, but you know, but I think you came over before or after she had. I brought her. That was the time that, you know, when I said you take your mother and drop her on the other side of the George Washington Bridge, her and her money. I'm done.
I don't know why. I get the feeling sometimes, you know, that these women in the old days got used like dish rags, to be honest. You know, made them have tempers and, you know, unloved and unattractive and everything else. You know. I don't think they had a good time.
I doubt if May had Ida had a good life, really.
She had a very hard life. I mean, she basically my husband threw his father out in the 50s because he was an alcoholic and he abused her. Yeah, he was physically abusive.
I admire him for doing that, I'll tell you.
And I have to say, there was nobody better, really. You know, he could be a pain in the ass, but he was mine. But no, he was a good guy. He's a very good man. Very good.
Mine was like the curate's egg, he was good in patches. He was a good earner, mine. And he didn't keep her short of money.
Yeah.
But other than that, he was a pig. But that was enough for me for a while, until I got on my feet.
Ray only called me Brad.
When Ray, Isabel's husband, passed, you know, I got up and they had all this veterans group speaking, and I didn't like them. And I didn't like what they were saying.
Yeah,
they didn't know him enough, you know.
You didn't get up and slander him, did you?
No, just the opposite.
You just told the truth.
That's what I said. I said to him, I said, I've known Ray since I'm 9 years old, and he called me a brat then, and just recently he still called me a brat, which was the truth. No. This thing like with Marcia too, and I don't know, one of them would ask something, and I said, yeah, Marcia's as much my sister as my sisters are.
What did you say about Marcia?
Oh no, he would never say anything about, nobody says anything about Marcia.
No, God. As far as she's the one that has kept our brother going, let me tell you.
Yeah.
If he didn't have her.
if we're not thankful for anything else about her, we're certainly thankful about that, aren't we? That she kept George going. And kept him happy as well. He loved her to bits, didn't he?
It still does.
Still does.
Yeah.
50 years later, they made it. You were close, though.
I know.
Yeah, I know that, but he's buying it.
No, when you moved around a bit, you can't help it, can you? None of it, not a lot of important ones. I've got an important one at the moment.
Oh, well, there you go. Good for
It's
you.
not bad at 84.
No. Is he the singer? Is he the one that sings over at the bingo? Okay.
There you are.
Talented too, see?
Well,
He sings.
what kind of ear for music you've got? No, he's not a bad singer, is he? I had to tell him off. He was singing too loudly and he was getting a polyp on his throat. And of course, like most men, he came to me. Jeannie said, I don't think I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to be able to sing much longer. He said, I've got something on my throat. No, there was a polyp on his throat. I said, away you go. I said, you just sing a bit softer, will you? Because he was up there singing it softly, you know. We haven't got that close. We haven't got that close. We're just sort of, I think some people would say, oh, they're just very, very good friends.
That's the best.
You know, but still, when we meet in the street, eyes light up. You know, across a crowded room. No, it doesn't. No, the feeling is there. But because we were so, I suppose because we were both old, had been married, had children, done all this lived life, you know, we just take it as it came along.
That's right. But what's better than having even just a moment of lighting up for somebody?
Oh, yes.
It's exciting.
Oh, yes, yeah. And I'm hoping that when I get back, his eyes light up and he sees me.
Well, there you are.
Yes, he is.
Well, I received a text or an email this week that said, it's sunny and warm here, but dark without you.
I hate you.
Oh my.
We actually talked more about ghosts with Margot and Morag and Beth's ghost in her house than we did on the ghost tour.
Well, we had the only tour guide that was not Scottish, really wasn't all that familiar.
Couldn't speak English.
Well,
and she was still better than the guy yesterday.
and I had to laugh at it because I was brought up on the being up the close with Burke and Hare. You know, our mother was very good with traditional scary things.
It's funny. No, they were talking about Beth's house she lived in, and had like 13 ghosts in it.
Yeah.
And,
They're giving me the creeps that lot in Scotland.
the three witches around a pot. Right?
Yeah.
They didn't go. We talked about it, but it wasn't that they were pushing it at all.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
I know, I hate these things.
But they said that you used to read tarot cards. Is that right?
No.
I couldn't believe that. I said, are you sure? And they said, yeah, she used to read tarot cards.
I tell you what, I might have done it for laughs at one time because I hadn't a flipping clue about reading tarot cards. She just was not like her family.
No.
We all have our little ways, but not rough.
That's true. That is so true.